Good afternoon, you guys. I'm going to halfway wing this one because I haven't really been able to process all the information I'm receiving. I'm one guy. I'm just trying to find my way through the dark. There's a person out there who is agreeing with me, who is on the level of supplying empirical, parenthetical data. And I can't tell you how much that means to have somebody like that listen to me and tell me to continue with the truth, which I will. I just want to say how hard it is and which direction to go. I don't know. I could do an hour-long video on Corona, but I don't have any lines. I could do an hour-long video on military movement and what the plan is. But I don't have that availability. I just, I'm not going to do it. So I try and condense things. So I'm going to do this real quickly. There was a movie I wanted to see. It's called Mary Magdalene. It had Joaquin Phoenix in it. I want to start this off with a positive. Okay? In my past videos, I have stated that heaven, the code, his words, exist within us. Left within us when he left us through a seed that was planted in all our minds to continue these truths and to search for these truths. I've made the statement in past videos that heaven exists within us. Again, I'm going to restate myself. And he exists within us. All we have to do is knock down the hatred and the discompassion for others and the judgmental views and the insults to let that warmth, that heart take over. Because we are the ones to take over. He did his job already before he left. And I'll leave my terminology on that right there, okay? But Magdalene, watching that last night, I was in tears. Because at the end of the movie, Mary talks right. She's the one who saw him first after the crucifixion, right? And took the message back to the apostles that she had seen him. And then she met and talked with him. And he explained exactly what my thoughts on the way heaven works and the way his code was imprinted into our genetic code that exists within our minds, within our blood, the tear in our heart, the compassion and empathy that runs through our veins, comes from one higher source that rises above all other gods. And make no mistake, there are other gods. CERN will show us that, right? So I wanted to start out with that. We have to break down the walls of hatred and judgment and denial, the controlling of others. My way is, your way. The inability to no longer agree to disagree, to approach with insult instead of data, or actual research. It's becoming blinding, It's to the level that, it's really beyond comprehension. I thought proving the planets were in the solar system were hard enough. What I'm up against now is 10 times as hard, So I want to give you a citation on the constitutional documents that prove that Mr. Bush enacted through executive order, enacted a declaration of war in 2001. Now, being as he enacted that left it wide open. There's only one thing that needed to be done to institute martial law. One thing: declare a state of emergency by executive order. Was that done? Yes. And I'll just leave you with who did it. Okay? We are dealing with the darkness that has existed since the dawn of time, that controls our leaders, controls what we are led to believe, what we are fed to believe, what we are taught in school. Real history, we eliminate. It's disposed of, like the pharaohs used to do when they came into power. Eliminate whatever other pharaoh said. It's now my word. Ramses. Okay. Now we do have a radiation problem, and if you guys have done the phone thing that I explained to do, get it on a light screen, put some UV glasses on, make sure they're decent, and it will appear on your phone. And it is the elemental colors, earth, wind, fire, water, which are also within the radiation spectrum. The closest I can come to defining this field is through a toroidal field. So I suggest you look that up. And you do the phone thing like I told you. And it will give you graphic evidence that we're being battered. Okay, now I want to talk about some other things that could be battering us other than 5G. We've got particle accelerators out there. We've got particle colliders. It's called Shivalinga. Shivalinga. Okay? A Shivaling or a Shivalinga is an exact copy, what the Hindus pray to, is an exact copy or the exact pattern of what our thermal nuclear reactors are. Now, I believe they're transmitting radiation also. Now, what a Shivaling does is it's like a capacitor. I'm trying to think of the word. It receives and transmits energy. Okay, the circle. This also ties into Washington Monument. This ties into the Wright Brothers Monument, where on live cam I've seen it go nuts, sucking up plasma and the sky blasting, and all our lights are running on 10, and the color frequencies that are being transmitted by these asteroids that are headed at us, or what the hell else, the planets, okay, are changing the lights around the world to their colors. What are the colors again? Red, blue, green, orange. The red can kind of go scarlet. Either way, they're all within the radioactive color spectrum. So what these minimum, I think it's 30,000 particle colliders. I'm not sure how many accelerators. I'm not sure how many thermal nuclear reactors, but they all work out the same circle. Now what they do is they use that radiation technology or what they receive or what they have to complete their work, to nuke our food so it's supposedly safe, etc. The rest of it is transferred through the Shivalinga to CERN. Okay? You need to do your research on this. It's another issue we have right now. We're talking about galactic cosmic rays, we're talking about CMEs, we're talking about stellar cores, and we're talking about plasma discharges. And what we're also talking about is we're talking bow shock. That means our magnetosphere is fractured, continues to be fractured, and there's one of the biggest holes right now in the North Pole that I've ever seen and that's ever existed in history. Do you think that this might be feeding the fire? Okay. Before I finish what I'm going to say, I have my son, sends me a thing this morning, right? That his friend's father died from coronavirus-19. Really? Okay. Okay. Has a pathological report been done? No. Has there been an autopsy done? No. These are debates that are just getting too hard, for me to keep repeating. Without this evidence, it takes weeks to months, especially with so many dead. And I'm not saying that people aren't dying. It's the flip side. I don't think I'm going to get that today. But where's the confirmation on that? The only way you can confirm actual cause of death is by autopsy through a pathological report. pathology report. Yeah, through a pathology report. I don't think one of those have been done. There are 20,000 dead in America right now. You take that number and you divide it by the population of the United States, which is 336 million people. You divide 20,000 by that number and look at what stats you come up. More people probably died yesterday in car crashes than what the total is in, let's say car crashes and cigarette smoking, than what they're calling is happening in the world. They're digging extra graves. You know, we have to understand the fact people do die, okay? And that I do have a citation from a doctor that states he was, and he's part of our leaders. I just don't think I should put that name out there, but he's part of our leaders, and he's admitting to falsifying death certificates, okay? So let's move forward. Oh, and as far as the constitutional information that you need to know, as far as Bush enacting a declaration of war in '01 and how it transfers into only one thing needing to be done to actually declare martial law, which really in reality, if you look at this, they snuck it through. We're under it right now. That's going to be nationalconstitutioncenter.org. That's our Constitution, gang. And it's how it works. There's rules. And they're following them, but they're following them real sneaky. Well, what's that tell you? Okay? Now let's talk about something else real quick. And I'm going to stop because I'm tired and I need to regather, meditate, and pray. So I make sure I'm coming at you in a balanced state, because I'm teetering on an unbalanced state. And I can't help the hair. I think it has to do with the magnetic fields. Okay, let's start with Jade Helm. I lived right next to Carswell Air Force Base before I hit my my awakening road trip to try and save humanity on my bobber. Okay? I lived right next to Carswell Air Force Base. And what I saw during the largest military practice at that time, it changed me. You know, watching squadrons of jets hit the blue and disappear. There is a layer up there that's hiding everything, and I've explained it 1,000 times, and I will not explain it again, even on a clear day. The sun used to be yellow, the sky used to be blue. If you don't know how to figure that out, then go watch Indiana Jones or Gladiator. Okay? Or have you looked up the solar simulator and how they were launched in 2017? Or do you just think, oh, he's a nut with a tinfoil hat talking about we got a fake sun or fake suns? Think again. Germany launched in 2017, as did the US, and I think there were multi-launches, and they occurred long before 2017. These simulators went up. You've seen my pictures on Facebook. It's a big white ball with a black dot in the middle, and around the outside is orange. That's our old sun. Okay? Now, Jade Helm, largest military practice in history. Now, through Anthony Thatch, particle physicist, PhD, MIT scholar, CERN expert, there's something they can do with 5G, and it works both ways. Okay? Works two ways. And there's a military patent on this that you can look up. It has the ability to plant sociopaths' brainwave patterns within your brainwave patterns, i.e. the shootings at school, at schools, etc. Okay? It has the ability to do that. Now, what it also has the ability and did do is during Jade Helm is collect quantum data. My reaction to what was going on around me, you know, being circled by C-130 Hercules, watching squadrons of jets disappear into the blue, watching, you know, at the same time I was watching watching our solar system fly towards the sun, these little balls got bigger and bigger, you know, but Jade Helm affected me deeply. I would hear roars of squadrons of jets going over top of me, but I couldn't see them through the blue unless I saw them actually take off and hit the blue. Okay, the point being is during that exercise, they were gathering quantum data on our reaction, how we react, how we felt, so they can make another notation in their end game. Now think about this, and I'm just throwing it out there. And me and a friend spoke of this the other day. He's on a very high intelligence level also. What if this is all a test? To gather more data for what is defined as end game. Project Looking Glass, the yellow cube. Okay, Sumerian cylinders, time machine. Okay, I just want to put that out there. You know, because I'm getting to the point where I don't know. I know the numbers aren't crunching. I know over 20,000 deaths. We don't need to be digging new graves. Doesn't match up. It just doesn't match up. And where are the real pathology reports? Where are the autopsies to actually, or that document the actual causes? If you're looking in the right directions and you believe in which that is above, and you pray for the ability to rise above any entity's deception, because there are more than just humanity involved in this one. You will see through meditation and prayer and through a hell of a lot of research. Create your news. Create truthful news by simply doing your homework or being able to look at an article that's released by the mass media and being able to see through their words and see the truth. To me, it's very obvious, For others, I understand it's probably hard, but I'm trying to direct you down that road. Again, you 144s, 1 + 4 + 4 is 9. You have the ability to perceive all 9 dimensions, to create your reality, as does a D-Wave quantum computer. That's how it can pop out an answer in a quarter of a second, because it perceives all 9 dimensions at once. And within those dimensions are more dimensions, but that gets deeper. We're not going to go there. Let's get Beethoven a minute. Okay. So that could be what's going on here. We've got Atlas breaking up. That's bad news. No matter what they say, how beautiful it's going to look when it comes in, that increases our odds of being hit by one of the portions or whatever, or one of the debris or the pieces of debris that this thing's breaking off into. Why is the world shut down? Why is the military running around the world? The main thing I can see, the most important thing, or the highest level, and it would tie into gathering data on how our reactions are in catastrophic situations such as pandemics, whatever the case may be, to find out how to act when these come blazing in. There's 11 more this month, there are 31 more next month, and it will not stop. A lot of these are NEOs, near-Earth objects, but a lot of them are potential hazards to the Earth. Nigeria got hit 328, I told you in the last video, and left a hole in the ground and blew out crap look at the reports, okay, that were stifled by the mainstream media. But just look it up. Nigeria, 328 asteroid. Look at the hole that thing left. That was the first. So there are many, many factors I'm trying to sort through here, okay? But what I'm looking at and what seems most logical is when this begins, how to handle us. Because we've already proved through our reaction to this scandemic that we're idiots, or at least most of us have. And I'm sorry to say that to you, and I don't mean to insult you, but if you're buying this, you're buying it all without doing any research, you're in that class. You know, I give you guys, you know, the benefit of the doubt on the information that you posted without backing up data, without just doing a simple search on the data that you were posting up before you posted it up. So a lot of this level of panic, being locked down, having our rights removed, okay, was based a lot of you guys just throwing up anything you could do, and I know you thought you were helping, but you weren't, man. You were killing us. The real problem is on trains that are crossing the United States that are over a mile long, and each car has a tank or a rocket launcher on it. Same with the UN troops here, 380,000. They are not planning to cook briskets. This is not a barbecue. And we have given them every bit of information they need to be able to be a step ahead when a catastrophic or the next catastrophic event occurs. Okay? I just want to say I love you guys very much. I want to leave it with this. Magnetic north, last I checked, was in South Siberia. There is something massive out there tilting our solar system and warping the Milky Way. Okay? So someone, I won't say your name, but I thank you for the video evidence that I forget, one of the Great Lakes in Michigan is overflowing, you know, it's 8 foot above what it should be. Okay. I knew this. I've looked at the military pole shift maps. I've looked at what America's going to look at like after this goes through, the tsunamis, etc. And the middle of the United States is removed because when we tell, those Great Lakes dump right down through the middle. And the new seaport, when we ever come back, if we ever come back, will be Iowa. Okay? I've flown over the Great Lakes. It's like flying over an ocean. And we're tilting. So why is there an 8-foot rise? I don't think there's an 8-foot rise. I think we're tilting, and that's what's causing that rise. Have to do a little more research, make sure I'm right, but I'm pretty damn sure I'm right. And especially if you've looked at the pole ship maps. Military, Navy, Army, I don't care. Look at them all. They're all about the same. They put this in the media that this is going to happen. And the belief of every 3,600 years is BS, okay? Happens every 780,000 years. Look it up, okay? Is this what they're testing us for? Is this what they're gathering quantum data on us for? And then feeding it into a D-Wave computer, AI, and then coming out with their plan against our plan, or our ignorance, I should define it as, or our lack of research. My name is Darryl Johnson. I love you guys very much, and I thank all of you for listening to me. I know a lot of you aren't being able to comment. That pisses me off all over again. I see them coming in my inbox, but they're not going to my channel. Same thing with my amount of subs. I've had 2 videos pulled. They were pulled yesterday. I got notification from YouTube, but I don't know which videos they were. This was America, wasn't it? Wasn't there a time where we could say what we wanted to say? First Amendment, freedom of speech. Anyone? Bueller? I'm staying with y'all. I've got screenshots that I took, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, on my world cam system around the world, to really define that the glow of these same colors, which are almost like spotlights coming out of the sky, the red, the blue, the green, the orange, the pink, are transferring light frequencies on our planet to those frequencies. So they are of a higher frequency. They are making a simple street light look like a sun. The galactic cosmic winds, the CMEs, the stellar cores, the plasmic discharges are going right into our grid. It's another thing you think about. How long is that going to last? Are you having problems right now with your phones? Because I've heard from quite a few people they are, and I am too. And what to me that equals into is the upgrading to 5G, the full transfer. Okay? So I love you guys very much. All you guys, you new subs, I'm not getting notifications. But I thank you for following me. I thank you for going over to Facebook and friending me over there. I'm accepting you as quickly as you come in. Okay? That will keep us connected on Messenger in case I go down. And I've still yet to send out, and this is just one post of planet pictures that got put up on full disclosure, right? So far, God, in a day or two, I've gotten 100 minutes. Anyway, I can just see me pausing, and I know this is going to be out of sync. I apologize. This is what they do, gang. Speak truth, and you've got issues, but I'm not going to worry about it today. I'm just going to wish you guys peace, love, and prayer, and know that heaven exists within you. Let the barriers down and do what we're here for. It's not about us. It is about helping others. It always was. Okay? You guys have a great day. My name is Darryl Johnson. I am Ride the Wind, and I will keep going. Thank you.